Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we will discuss about trigonometric substitution involving a squared plus u squared. In our past video, we tackled about trigonometric substitution involving a squared minus u squared. So in this case, plus yung ating itatackle. So if the integrand involves a squared plus u squared, then try to use u equal to a times tangent of theta, so that du is equal to a times secant squared of theta d theta. So let's proceed to our first example. So we do have here the integral of dx divided by the square root of a squared minus x squared. So in this case, we will let x equal to a times tangent of theta. So the dx is equal to a times secant squared of theta d theta. So what is dx? Dx is equal to a times secant squared of theta d theta divided by the square root of a squared plus x squared. So kapag in-square natin ito, magiging a squared tangent squared of theta. Then we do have what? A secant squared of theta d theta. Then factoring out a squared dun sa loob ng square root. So we have 1 plus tangent squared of theta left here. Then the square root of a squared is simply a. Then a divided by a is 1. So magka-cancel out na yon. So we have secant squared of theta d theta divided by the square root of 1 plus tangent squared of theta. And remember that 1 plus tangent squared of theta is equal to secant squared of theta. So if you substitute it here, so we have the secant squared of theta d theta divided by the square root of secant squared of theta, which is obviously equal to secant of theta. So secant squared of theta divided by secant of theta is simply the integral of secant of theta d theta. And for our knowledge sa integral of secant of theta d theta, so we can multiply this by secant of theta plus tangent of theta divided by secant of theta plus tangent of theta d theta, so that this will become the integral of secant squared of theta plus secant of theta tangent of theta divided by secant of theta plus tangent of theta d theta. So obviously, if we let y equal to secant of theta plus tangent of theta, then dy is equal to what? Secant theta tangent theta, that is the derivative of secant of theta, plus secant squared of theta, then don't forget the derivative of theta, or the differential of theta. So that is d theta, which is exactly yung nasa taas ng ating integral. So this will reduce to dy over y, and this will become the natural logarithm of y, which in turn, the natural logarithm of secant theta plus tangent of theta plus c. So we need to go back to our original variable, which is x. By making this right triangle, take note that a while ago we have tangent of theta equal to x over a. So since tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent, so this is x and this is a. So by Pythagorean theorem, this is a squared plus x squared under the square root. Since we need the term secant of theta, so we must know the value of secant of theta in terms of x. So secant of theta is hypotenuse, which is the square root of a squared plus x squared divided by the adjacent, which is a. Then what is our integral a while ago? This is the natural logarithm of secant of theta plus tangent of theta plus c. So this is the natural logarithm of secant of theta which is the square root of a squared plus x squared all over a plus x over a plus c. Since they share the same denominator, so we can say that this is the natural logarithm of the square root of a squared plus x squared plus x all over a. And again, applying laws of logarithm, so we have what? The natural logarithm of the square root of a squared plus x squared plus x minus the natural logarithm of a plus c. And since this term is a constant, so we need to, or we should join here sa constant, na arbitrary constant na c. Pwede natin siyang isama dyan. So finally, this is the natural logarithm of the square root of a squared plus x squared plus x plus c. If you recognize this quantity, this is actually equal to what? This is actually equal to the inverse hyperbolic sine of x over a plus c. So either form, you may choose it as our answer. But since we're much familiar with this one, unlike sa ating mga hyperbolic functions, so this one can be an acceptable answer. Right? So let's proceed to our next example. Our next problem is about the integral of x cubed divided by the square root of 9 plus x squared dx. Remember that 9 is actually equal to 3 squared, so that we can let x equal to 3 tangent of theta. So that dx is equal to 3 times secant squared of theta d theta. Since we have x cubed here, so x cubed is actually equal to what? 3 tangent theta cubed. So 3 cubed is 27. And this tangent theta is to 3. Right? So let us substitute everything. So x cubed is 27. Tangent cube of theta, then dx is 3 secant squared of theta d theta, then this will be divided by, okay, ayusin lang natin yung ating mahabang fraction bar, this will be divided by the square root of 9 plus x squared, which is equal to 9 tangent squared of theta. Then again, factoring out 9, so we have 27 times 3 tangent cube of theta, secant squared of theta d theta. If we factor out 9 doon sa loob, so 9 times 1 plus tangent squared of theta. Then remember that 1 plus tangent squared of theta is secant squared of theta, so we can proceed by evaluating 27 times 3, 81. Tangent cube of theta, secant squared of theta, d theta. All divided by this square root. So the square root of 9 is 3. Then the square root of tangent squared theta plus 1, which is secant squared of theta, is simply secant of theta. Then 81 divided by 3 is 27. So we will put 27 outside. And then cancel out yung isang secant of theta. So it will leave as tangent cube of theta, secant of theta, d theta. Let us express this one as 27 integral of tangent squared of theta, tangent of theta, secant of theta, d theta. And we can express tangent squared of theta as equal to secant squared of theta minus 1 times rearranging secant of theta, tangent of theta, d theta. Then distribution, we have 27 times the integral of secant squared of theta, secant of theta, tangent of theta, d theta, minus 27 integral of secant of theta, tangent of theta, d theta. So this is an obvious thing. The integral of secant squared theta, secant theta, tangent theta, d theta is equal to 27 times secant cube of theta over 3 minus 27 times secant of theta plus c. So 27 divided by 3 is simply 9. So we have 9 secant cube of theta minus 27 secant of theta plus c. Again, referring to this right triangle, remember that a while ago we have x is equal to 3 tangent of theta. So that our tangent of theta is equal to x over 3. And again, tangent of theta is opposite na x over adjacent, which is 3. So we have a square root of 9 plus x squared as our hypotenuse. And since we need the value of secant of theta, just like a while ago, that is equal to hypotenuse, square root of 9 plus x squared over 3. Or we can express this as 9 plus x squared raised to 1/2 over 3. And remember, we have a while ago 9 secant cube of theta minus 27 secant of theta plus c. So by substitution, we have 9 times 9 plus x squared raised to 3/2. Ayusin na natin yung ating parenthesis. Divided by 3 cube, which is 27. Minus 27 times secant of theta, which is 9 plus x squared raised to 1/2 divided by 3 plus c. So 9 divided by 27 is 1/3. So we have 9 plus x squared raised to 3/2 all over 3 minus, this time naman, 27 divided by 3 is 9. So we have 9 times 9 plus x squared raised to 1/2 plus c. And this will be our answer for this problem. Let us proceed to our next and last problem for this video. So we have here the integral of x squared plus 1 all over x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared dx. So yung x squared minus 2x plus 2, rewrite muna natin siya in terms ng x squared minus 2x. Okay? Ano dapat yung ilalagay mo rito para maging perfect square siya? So dapat 1. Okay? And then since plus 2 ito, so magdagdag ka ng 1 dun sa 1 para maging 2 siya. So that equals silang dalawa. And then yung nasa loob ng parenthesis ay equal sa x minus 1. Then squared plus 1. So this is now in the format of a squared plus u squared. So that u is equal to x minus 1. So we will let x minus 1 equal to a which is 1. So di na natin ilalagay yung 1 mo. So this is tangent of theta. So that dx is equal to secant squared of theta d theta. Meron tayong x squared dito. So might as well, what is x for the meantime? So this is tangent of theta plus 1 such that x squared is equal to the square of tangent of theta plus 1. Yeah. Let us substitute everything that we have. So x squared is equal to tangent of theta plus 1 squared plus 1 all divided by this x squared minus 2x plus 2 is actually equal to x minus 1 squared, or should I say x minus 1 is equal to tangent of theta. So palitan na natin siya ng tangent squared of theta plus 1. Don't forget naka-square ito. Then our dx is secant squared of theta d theta. How will we do this? Square natin itong nasa taas. So we have tangent squared of theta plus 2 tangent of theta plus 1 plus 1 all over. What is tangent squared of theta plus 1? Again, that is secant squared of theta, but since naka-square din yun, we will raise na to sa 4 d theta. And take note, meron tayong tangent squared of theta plus 1 dito. And again, that tangent squared theta plus 1 is secant squared of theta plus 2 tangent of theta. Don't forget yung 1 na nasa labas, so this is plus 1 divided by secant to the 4th power of theta d theta. So secant squared theta divided by secant to the 4th of theta is 1 over secant squared of theta. So that's actually equal to cosine squared of theta. Then how much is this? We have 2. Then this is tangent of theta. So we can simply put this first as sine of theta divided by cosine of theta. And then yung second to the fourth of theta is cosine to the fourth power of theta. And then 1 divided by second to the fourth power of theta is cosine to the fourth power of theta d theta. Simplifying further this integral, we can have this as follows. Cosine squared of theta can be rewritten as 1/2 times 1 plus cosine of 2 theta. And then this one, cancel yung isang cosine of theta. So that we have 2 cosine cube of theta, sine of theta. And then 1 or cosine theta raised to the fourth power is the square of 1/2 times 1 plus cosine of 2 theta squared. Alright? So, ang gagawin na lang natin para mabilis yung ating pagsasolve, square na kaagad natin yung 1/2. And that is equal to 1/4. So, this is 1/4 times the square of 1 plus cosine of 2 theta. Then, i-close natin siya ng bracket and put d theta. Distribution, we have integral of 1/2 plus 1/2 cosine of 2 theta plus 2 cosine cube of theta sine of theta plus, okay, the square of this one is 1 plus 2 cosine of 2 theta plus cosine squared of 2 theta. So we have here 1/4 plus 2 divided by 4 is 1/2 cosine of 2 theta plus 1/4 of cosine squared of 2 theta, which can be further expressed as 1/2 times 1 plus cosine of 4 theta. Close natin ito, then this is d theta. Then 1/2 times 1/4 is 1/8 na. Yan, 1/8 ito. Then, combining like terms, we have 1/2 here and 1/4 here. Then we have 1/8 here. So, ilan yon? 1/2 plus 1/4. So, we can say this is 4/8. Then 1/4 is 2/8. So, that is 7/8. Plus 1/2 cosine of 2 theta. Then, this will be plus 2 cosine cube of theta. Alright. Sine of theta. Plus, or wait lang. May 1/2 cosine of 2 theta rito, and then meron din 1/2 cosine of 2 theta rito. So, 1/2 plus 1/2 is actually 1. So, tanggalin na natin siya rito. And then, plus 1/8 cosine of 4 theta d theta. So, lahat ng terms dito ngayon ay integrable na. So, this integral can be now evaluated as follows. The integral of 7/8 d theta is 7/8 theta. The integral of cosine of 2 theta is 1/2 sine of 2 theta. And the integral of this one, let's say if we let u equal to cosine of theta, so that du is equal to negative sine of theta d theta. So this can be equal to what? Minus 2/4 cosine to the fourth power of theta. Then plus 1/8 times 1/4 is 1/32 sine of 4 of theta plus c. Simplify lang natin. We have 7/8 theta plus 1/2 sine of 2 theta minus 2 divided by 4 is 1/2 cosine to the fourth power of theta plus 1/32 sine 4 theta plus c. So, this sine of 2 theta, express natin siya in terms ng, or rather, 1/2 times sine of 2 theta, express natin siya in terms ng functions ng sine theta and cosine of theta. And remember, sine of 2 theta is 2 sine of theta cosine of theta. So, 1/2 times 2 is just 1. That is sine of theta cosine of theta. Para yun sa term na ito. And then 1/32 times sine of 4 theta is equal to what? 1 over 32 times 2 sine of 2 theta cosine of 2 theta. And since this sine of 2 theta is actually equal to this one, substitute natin, yung 2 ipasa muna natin dun sa labas. So 2 divided by 32 is 1 over 16. And then again, sine of 2 theta is 2 sine of theta cosine of theta. Then cosine of 2 theta is cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta. So 2 divided by 16 is 1 over 8. Then distribution, sine theta times cosine squared of theta, cosine theta, is cosine cube of theta, sine of theta. Then we have here, sine theta times sine squared of theta is sine cube of theta, cosine of theta. So if we will combine this, or if we will simplify this function, so this is 7 over 8 plus sine of theta, cosine of theta, minus 1/2 cosine to the 4th power of theta, plus 1 over 8 cosine cube of theta, sine of theta, minus 1 over 8 sine cube of theta, cosine of theta, plus c. So now we are going to substitute the value of theta in terms of x. Again, referring back to our right triangle a while ago, so we have tangent of theta equal to x minus 1. So, kung mapapansin nyo, wala naman siyang denominator. So, paano natin siya gagawa ng paraan? Tangent of theta is equal to, pwede mo sabihin na x minus 1 all over 1. Okay? So, that this is x minus 1 and this is 1. And this must be 1 plus x minus 1 squared. And actually, saan yan equal? Yan ay equal dun sa x squared minus 2x plus 2. Ano ba yung mga kailangan natin na terms? We need cosine of theta. We need sine of theta. So, cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So, this is square root of x squared minus 2x plus 2 sa denominator. Then, we have sine of theta. Iurong lang natin ng konti. Sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So, x minus 1 divided by the square root of x squared minus 2x plus 2. So, substitute natin siya rin sa ating mga nakuha values kanina. We have 7 over 8 theta plus sine of theta, cosine of theta, minus 1/2 cosine to the 4th power of theta, plus 1 over 8 cosine cube of theta, sine of theta, minus 1 over 8 times sine cube of theta, cosine of theta, plus c. So, our theta is actually equal to what? Arctangent of x minus 1. So, ilalagay natin siya rito. So, this is arctangent of x minus 1 plus the product of sine theta and cosine theta. Pag pinag-times mo itong dalawang to, we will yield to x minus 1 divided by x squared minus 2x plus 2 because dalawang square yan na. Then minus 1/2 times cosine to the 4th power. So, pag in-square mo to, magiging ano to? 1 divided by x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared. Okay? Pagbilang natin muna yung parenthesis for the meantime. Kasi raised to 1/2 ang square root natin, no? Then, pag na-raise mo siya ng 4, magiging square siya. Then, we have 1/8. Then, cosine cube of theta is 1 divided by x squared minus 2x plus 2 raised to 3/2 times sine of theta is x minus 1 divided by the square root of x squared minus 2x plus 2. Then, minus 1/8 times sine cube of theta, we have x minus 1 cubed divided by x squared minus 2x plus 2 raised to 3/2 times cosine of theta, which is 1 over the square root of x squared minus 2x plus 2. Don't forget yung ating plus c. So finally, I will put it here sa ilalim. So we have 7 over 8 arctangent of theta or arctangent of x minus 1 plus the quantity x minus 1 all over x squared minus 2x plus 2 minus 1 over 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared plus x minus 1 divided by, what will happen here? 3 halves plus 1 half is 2. So, naka-square din pala siya. So, x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared. Okay? Don't forget yung over 8 dito. Then, minus, we have x minus 1 cubed divided by 8 times, same scenario, x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared plus c. So, actually, we can combine these terms here, pero for the meantime, pwede na natin i-accept ito as our final answer. So, ganyan po gamitin ang trigonometric substitution involving a squared plus u squared. So, kung meron po kayong tanong about this video, please comment it sa ating video sa ibaba at babasahin natin yan. Thank you very much sa inyong pakikinig at mag-ingat po tayong lahat.